Hi, Ryan. Welcome to the Cognitive Recalibration podcast. As always, I'm your host, Shravan. We have Taran here with us.
Hello.
It's been a little while. I think Oppenheimer was Barbenheimer.
Oh, Barbenheimer.
Yeah, it was our last episode. We
There hasn't been much coming out. Well, there has been, but there
has been
nothing that's...
nothing amazing, I guess. Yeah. So I guess we're talking about Secret Invasion in this episode. So this came out ages ago. We were planning to review it, but we just weren't that enthusiastic about it, I guess, because it is what it is. But yeah, we'll get into our thoughts on it. But then there's, like you said, there's been a bunch of other stuff that has come out. I've seen a bunch of stuff actually, so I can do some quick reviews after this. And whatever you watched.
React to that.
Okay, you'll also review it, but
yes, yeah, based off the trailers.
Based on trailers, okay. Yeah, well, you review it first, and then I'll give you the actual review.
Yes.
All right. But you have seen Secret Invasion.
Not the whole thing.
Okay.
I have seen the start and the last episode. I watched maybe... Okay, let's get into the review. This is me going into the review. I watched the first 3 episodes and they were super boring. And then the 4th episode came out and I put it on to watch it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. So I just did it. And then it all came out. And then at the end, people are like, this is really shit. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch this little part at the end to see why it's shit. And truth behold, it is shit.
So you know what the budget of the show was?
I think it's like 250 million.
Yeah, I think it's 210 million.
Yeah.
Doesn't look that expensive.
Yeah,
it doesn't look anywhere near that expensive. It looks quite low budget, actually. And that's because they actually reshot a lot of it, because I think the initial plot line had something to do with Russia invading Ukraine or something. And that actually happened in real life, so they had to change it.
Apparently Falcon and Winter Soldier, they had a pandemic as well, and they had to change that. Maybe they're just making this up and like, oh, this is shit. Let's just say
this happened.
It was meant to be this. They're like watching it. They're like, oh, shit. What have we made?
Let's just make up an excuse. What's happened recently? Yeah. Well, Russia invaded Ukraine. Okay, let's say that.
Do that.
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't look good.
This is the first Disney Plus Marvel show that I just didn't watch.
Yeah.
In full. Yeah.
Well, I watched it in full, but it's the first one that I didn't watch week to week because I
don't want to. Yeah.
It
wasn't interesting.
It wasn't interesting enough. So I think I watched like the first 2 together, or the last 3 together or something. But yeah, it was underwhelming. So if you haven't realized already, we didn't like this show.
Yeah. I think it's globally hated, but I don't think there's one. Maybe I don't even think Samuel Jackson thinks this is good.
So the last episode of this season is the lowest thing ever for the MCU.
Lowest rated. Yeah.
Yeah. Lowest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like 13%, which is very low. And that's probably like 10% too high because that last episode's absolute trash.
But saying that, like everything leading up to that episode is also not good. Given that I haven't seen the middle section, but I assume
even the
it's
episodes
not
that you
good.
haven't seen.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I think the last episode is just bad, but the ones before that are just boring.
Yeah,
I don't think they had an interesting storyline, but it's just not executed well. And in the comics, Secret Invasion's like one of the biggest.
Well, this
events.
Isn't Secret Invasion, really.
Like the way it's in the comic.
Yeah, because there's no superheroes in this. It's just
Nick Fury.
And there's maybe one character in it that is a Skrull that was introduced prior, but everyone else is just random new people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just FYI, if you could hear barking in the back.
Yeah, it's just my dog.
His dog's going crazy. Yeah.
Not having a good day. Well, I took him out for a walk and everything. He should be tired because he went for a 5K walk. But yeah, he's still a bit restless. Anyway, Secret Invasion. What else did we want to talk about? We can jump into spoilers in a second.
I was going to say something. Well, it's not like in the comics because there's no superheroes in it.
Yeah.
Which makes it infinitely less interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else. There was a bit of controversy at the start of the show with the AI generated opening.
Oh, yeah. whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like shit anyway.
I think they were going for like an aesthetic. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we jump to spoilers then?
Yeah, I guess so.
I give it a
I guess
cognitive
if you
regression.
haven't seen this already, you probably shouldn't watch it. And I'm guessing if you haven't seen it, you're probably never going to watch it anyway. So, yeah, these Disney Plus shows are really not great overall.
Yeah. This is probably, I would say this is the worst one.
Given that we didn't watch it, well, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
That is a pretty, I sit through some bad stuff sometimes, but I just couldn't sit through this. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is probably the worst one. Like, they're all pretty average. I wouldn't say they're bad. They're just mostly boring and average. This one is also boring and average for most of it. And then I think the towards the end of the season, it goes into the bad territory. So I give it a cognitive regression. We can talk about spoilers and what some big stuff does happen in this show. Whether they actually follow up on it or not, we'll have to see. But so if you haven't seen Secret Invasion, by all means go and watch it. It's on Disney Plus, and come back to this point and listen to our spoilers. So I think the biggest thing that happens in this show is the harvest thing that happens in the last episode where Emilia Clarke's character, Gaia, is that her name?
Yeah.
She gets like she's like the most powerful person in the Marvel universe now.
She gets every person in the Marvel universe. She's got their powers. She's got everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it might not be. I don't know how this thing works, but I don't think it's like to the extent she has their powers, but it's not as powerful as the actual person, I'm guessing.
I don't think it's going to matter because I don't think we're ever going to see her again.
This show just doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'll be very surprised if we see this character again, just in anything.
Apparently, she might be in Thunderbolts.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why, though? Like, also, this character's weird that it's got like Captain Marvel's powers, but it's also got the Hulk's powers. Yeah. And it's also got Captain America's powers. Why do you need Captain America's powers if you got the Hulk and Captain Marvel's powers? Like, it's redundant. What is Captain America doing in there? It's redundant. You don't need his powers if you got the other two.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got the Hulk and Captain Marvel, do you need anyone else? Like, it's got like Groot powers and stuff.
Like, why do you need that? Like, it's got Drax's arm. That was also terrible CGI.
Yeah.
Like, really bad.
Yeah. And I think they show like Ghost, like that character.
Oh, yeah. I guess that could be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
also, she wasn't in Endgame.
Yeah. Like, where did they get all these people's DNA from? Because
they said they got it off the Endgame battle.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't, right? Or was she?
Maybe she was.
Maybe she was.
Maybe she was. We don't see it, but yeah.
Also, like, I'm pretty sure Ghost couldn't control her powers, but then in the last episode of this, they showed
she could control everything. Yeah,
she's fine with everything.
Yeah.
Do they show her with Captain America's powers?
Do they? Does she chuck a shield or something? I don't know.
How do you show Captain America's powers?
You chuck shields. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they show you like the list of people that.
And one of them is Captain America. Yeah. There's a big list. People have been through the list. It's like 50 people.
Mantis.
On the list.
Who else? Like pretty much everyone is on there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Shit.
And like the last episode where she gets the powers is like just the most stupid thing as well, like the way they get it.
It's like a switcheroo.
Yeah, well, she goes in as Nick Fury, as if the guy didn't realize it wasn't Nick Fury, first of all. And like somehow he gets the harvest and there's this machine that like gives you powers and he lets Nick Fury stay in there. And then after the thing is done,
he's like, "Oh shit, you're not Nick Fury."
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm in Game of Thrones. Chick from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Also, in every episode, the way it ends is someone dies. Pretty much every episode.
Is it?
Yeah. So first one, Maria Hill dies.
Yeah.
Second one, someone dies in the second one as well.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure someone dies. Well, Emilia Clarke supposedly dies in one of the episodes.
Yeah. Her dad dies.
Her dad dies in one of the episodes. Who else dies in this show?
Does Nick Fury's
wife?
Yeah. Does she die?
She doesn't die.
Okay. Yeah. She wasn't in that last episode, was she?
She was.
Oh, she was.
Towards the end, she was in it.
Oh, okay. Because it goes back into space.
They go back into space.
Yeah. Also, like, realistically, at the start of the show, he's in space. And at the end of the show, he's in space.
He's back in space. And they also
what
keep saying,
really happened?
They also keep saying this thing how he's like changed after the blip.
I don't think he has though.
But like, they never explain why or what has changed about him. So it's I don't know if they'll ever come back to what happens in the show. I also don't think, because there's a lot of stuff that's happened so far in phase 4 and 5, and they've never referenced stuff like that
from the TV shows,
or like anything like Eternals, the thing in the ocean. Has that ever come back?
No.
None of the TV shows like Moon Knight or any of that stuff has ever come back. So, yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I think maybe might be referenced is that Rhodey was a Skrull at one point. They might reference that at some point. But
how long has he been a Skrull?
I don't know. Maybe he was a Skrull for 2 days. And then it'll be in Armor Wars. He's like, hey, I was gone for 2 days. I'm traumatized by this.
Because some people are saying he was been a Skrull since Civil War, which means that like the whole Endgame thing. And like that means he doesn't even know that Tony's dead.
Yeah.
But they just like breeze over that, like, because at the end they're like, how long have you been in here? And he doesn't answer the question. So
2 days. About 24 hours.
And Everett Ross is obviously, is Everett Ross? Is that his name? Watson.
Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, is that his name? Everett Ross? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was, well, he dies at the end of he dies at the start of the first episode. The Skrull version of him.
The Skrull version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to like put in random people and be like, oh, this person was a Skrull, but it doesn't matter in the end.
And like the whole Don Cheadle reveal.
You see it coming.
Yeah, like it's like telegraphed the whole way through, like because he's a different person.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He's acting completely differently to how he normally acts. So it's, that was, and people have been predicting that Rhodey's a Skrull for ages, like even before this show for some reason.
Well, he's the one character in this show that is in the MCU, and they needed someone in the MCU to be a Skrull. So
yeah,
it was probably him or Maria Hill, and Maria Hill dies in the first episode. So
yeah. I thought there would be 2 versions of Nick Fury in the show, and one of them's a Skrull. That would have been way more interesting than what actually happened.
Yeah, which is not much. Not like nothing really happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Olivia Colman's in the show.
Oh yeah,
So who is she?
Does Amelia Clark go with her in the end?
In the end, yeah.
So they're both just never going to come back. They're both both of them are going to be wiped off the planet of the earth.
Yeah. I don't know what. Like, who is she?
She's the chick from.
She knows Nick Fury, obviously. Like, there's some history there.
Is she in Downton Abbey? Is that her?
Oh, like what other stuff is she in?
Yeah, isn't she in Downton Abbey?
She's in The Crown.
Oh, she's in The Crown. Yeah.
Like in a couple of seasons as the Queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amelia Clark's not good at picking stuff, is she?
Or she's just really unlucky.
Yeah. One of those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's been in anything good since Game of Thrones, arguably even Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, towards the end of Game of Thrones, that got bad, but it was good for most of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But has she been in anything? Like she was in that Terminator. Movie. Terrible.
She was in that movie where there's a guy in a wheelchair. People like that, don't they? Yeah.
Me Before You?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah. People like that movie. Yeah. She's in that Christmas movie.
Last Christmas. Yeah. You've seen that.
Yeah.
You said it was bad.
I don't really remember it, so it probably wasn't that good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that one with Henry Golding?
Yeah.
How like he's like dead and
she's dead and she's got his heart.
It wasn't that bad, but it was a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is bad. This is very bad. Yep. Don't watch it. Just don't put yourself through it. It's shit. And I guarantee none of this stuff is ever going to come up again because twofold. No one's watched this, so they'll be like, "Oh, if we put any of this in a movie, then we've got to recap it all."
Yeah.
And secondly, it's shit. So, like, they'll be like, "We don't want to use any of this because it's bad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got Loki season 2 coming up. I think in a couple of weeks.
I think I'll watch that.
It's got Kang in it.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's in half the season.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I don't know. It's steadily, like, very slowly falling off a cliff, but like it's getting close to getting to the edge now. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, Loki is the only show that's actually been referenced in a movie because that was at the end of which movie was it? Where they show Loki and Owen Wilson.
It was Ant-Man.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah.
Also bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only good thing that we've got from Marvel since Endgame, arguably, is Guardians.
Shang-Chi was okay.
Shang-Chi was okay. Yeah.
No Way Home was okay.
No Way Home was, So maybe those three.
Black Widow is okay. Like, it's below okay.
Well, back then we thought it was average, right?
But it's much better than any of this
compared
stuff.
to everything that's come after that. I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. If in hindsight, it's amazing. It's Oscar worthy. That
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just a whole bunch of shit, unfortunately.
Yeah. And the next movie, which I'm guessing everyone's super excited about, is The Marvels. So.
Which might not come out for ages anyway. I think they shouldn't release that unless they can promote it because no one's going to watch it unless they promote it.
I don't know. People hate Brie Larson, so maybe it's better if they release it without promoting it.
No, I feel like people will not watch that movie if there's no promotion.
Yeah.
Probably pretty much like everything that's come out since Oppenheimer. Like, people are not watching it because the promotion's just there's no promotion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a movie you might watch today, people don't even know what it. Yeah.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, Marvel's is 90 minutes long. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Brisk.
It's not a good sign. I don't think that's a good sign unless it's like all packed with
action-packed, start to finish. Yeah.
But the thing is, people don't know. They'll know Captain Marvel, but they won't know Ms. Marvel because that was the lowest rated TV show probably before Secret Invasion. And they won't know that other lady as well because she was a side character in WandaVision, which came out like 3 years ago. And people have already forgotten about that.
I reckon there'll be a recap in the first 2 minutes. It's like, oh, this chick
she's
from Pakistan. She's got bendy powers.
Yeah.
This other chicks, she was in this other show.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
That's it. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I guess that's it for Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my famous rating, sorry. Is it better than The Flash? No, it's not. This is worse than The Flash.
That is pretty bad then.
Yeah. It's
considering how much you hate The Flash.
I hate The Flash a lot.
Yeah.
This is a unique stat. This is probably one of the only ones that's going to get worse than The Flash. You're not going to see this that often, but this is worse than The Flash. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the other stuff that's come out recently. We could do like a separate episode on this, but we probably don't have that much to say on these movies. So let's just get it all done in one episode. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Haunted Mansion. So how'd you find Haunted Mansion?
Didn't watch it. Didn't watch the trailer either.
Okay.
But it's got Owen Wilson in it.
It does.
And I heard it's okay.
Yeah. So
I've seen the original Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy in the theaters.
Better than
which I liked when I was about 7 years old.
It is better. I can say pretty comfortably that it's better than that. So it's directed by a gentleman called Justin Simeon. He previously directed Dear White People with his directorial debut, and then Bad Hair in 2020. So those are his 2 movies before this. He's done a whole bunch of short films, and that's about it. He also did the show Dear White People. It's a Netflix show, I think. It's starring a bunch of people. Like you said, Owen Wilson is in it. But it's got the main character is Lakeith Stanfield, who
Get Out.
seen Get Out? I don't think so.
Is he the friend in Get Out?
He's in
The police officer guy?
Knives Out, you mean?
Lakeith Stanfield's in Knives Out?
Knives Out. He's in Knives Out.
Oh, he's a detective.
He's the deputy, like the assistant.
I was
guy.
thinking of someone else, but now I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the main character. It's also got Tiffany Haddish. It's got Danny DeVito. It's got Rosario Dawson.
Oh, Ahsoka fame.
Yes, Ahsoka. Well, she was famous before that. But
no, she's only been famous since Ahsoka. And she's never done anything before that.
It's got Jamie Lee Curtis as well in a cameo.
Halloween fame.
I guess so, yeah, if you want to go way back. And then it's also got our favorite actor, Jared Leto.
Oh, Morbius fame.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been famous for many years, though, for many different things.
Yes. Yeah. He's a fully...
Is he main character in this?
He's a fully CGI character.
Okay, yeah.
So you don't actually ever see him. So it didn't have to be Jared Leto. He doesn't even say anything. I think he's got like 5 dialogues.
Okay.
So it didn't need to be Jared Leto. It didn't even look like him. So
okay. Could you tell it was him when he talked, though?
No.
I don't even think he has a distinctive voice to like, yeah.
But yeah, he's in it. In terms of the positives, I think Lakeith Stanfield's character is like the heart of the movie. He's got a bit of a backstory. So it's got a bit of emotion in it. If you've been to Disneyland, which you have, there is a Haunted Mansion ride. So it's based off the ride. So this is another one of those movies that they're trying to make based off a ride. So there was obviously Pirates of the Caribbean is the most successful one and long-running one, but more recently Jungle Cruise was another one that they made into a movie. So this is following that trend.
Rocks in a boat. That sounds like there's just a bunch of rocks in a boat, but I meant the Dwayne Johnson's in a boat. Yeah. Rocks. They should have called it Rocks in a Boat. Jungle Cruise, Rocks in a Boat.
It's just a bunch of rocks, just flowing, down a river.
Does Owen Wilson say "wow" though?
I don't think he does.
Well, he doesn't really say that much anymore. Yeah,
I don't think he did in this movie, but he is very like Owen Wilson. Like the character is Owen Wilson.
Yeah, he's like much. Fast talking. He's always like, hey, you got to do this, man. Wow, I can't do an Owen Wilson. I'm sorry. That's not in my repertoire.
But yeah, he's like his normal character in this. Everyone's pretty much their normal character. Like Danny DeVito's doing his stuff.
Danny DeVito thinks, he's playing his character from Twins, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Penguin from Batman.
No, thank God he's not doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is like PG, this movie, but it does have some scary elements to it. So it's not like a completely kid-friendly movie. I think it could be scary for some kids. And yeah, like the story is decent as well. I thought the story was okay. It's just about this haunted mansion that Rosario Dawson and her son move into, and then anyone that moves into there, they can't escape it because they get ghosts like follow them around and stuff. And then there's a bit of a backstory. Like there's a main ghost, which is Jared Leto's character, who's like the main bad guy. But then there's a bunch of other ghosts that are not bad. They're just in the mansion.
Cool.
So I think it's actually not bad. It's a absolute disaster in terms of the box office because no one watched it. It came out a week after Barbenheimer.
Yeah, would have sunk it.
So the budget, it was about 150 million. So far worldwide, we don't see this often, it's only made 106 million. So it hasn't even made its budget. And it's obviously been affected by the writer's strike as well. So there's like basically no promotion for this. Even with promotion, I think it would have struggled a bit just because it's so niche. Like people would have had to go to Disneyland and kind of been on the ride to understand some of the references in the movie as well. And it's not like a hugely popular ride either. So, yeah. But it's good. I thought it was actually a decent movie. It'll probably land on Disney Plus at some stage, so probably watch it. when it's on there.
Better than Secret Invasion, so.
Better than Secret Invasion, I'm going to say better than The Flash.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say that because I'm very, take my better than The Flash rating very seriously, and I only do it to movies I've seen, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Or at least you would have had to at least seen the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a funny bit with Hassan Minhaj.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's in the trailer as well. They kind of ruin it in the trailer, but he's only in one scene. And it was funny in that. Apparently, they were going to do like this big promotional thing at Disneyland for Haunted Mansion, where they'd like bring all the cast members.
Yep, and they go on the ride.
I think they do like a parade or something, and they would have had like interviews and stuff pre-release, but they had to cancel it because of the writer's strike. But they went ahead with it anyway, and they just used people from the ride, like the cast members from the ride, and obviously no one watched.
No one cared.
Yeah, because it doesn't work, right?
Yeah. It's not Owen Wilson saying "wow."
It's not. Yes. Yeah. All right. Next movie. Nun II.
Yes. The Nunning.
Yes. So what do you think of the Nun II? Have you seen the trailer of the Nun II?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
It looks about as good as the Nun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly slightly better. Yeah.
So what I didn't know about the Nun 1 is, and why this movie actually exists, Nun 2, is I'm pretty sure Nun 1 is the
made
highest.
A lot of money.
I think it's the highest grossing Conjuring Universe movie.
Jeez, why?
I might be wrong, but it made a lot of money.
It's like weird. Yeah. People like that nun character, though, I guess. That movie is not good, though. Do you know the one thing I remember from that movie? See, right near the end where there's a bunch of nuns dead on the ground and the priest is like standing there and he's like standing in the middle of them. Then one of them gets up and it looks so bad. Like one of them gets up and runs over to him. It's like a wide shot. Do you not remember this part? It's the best part of that movie.
I just remember the part where it was like the priest character is like running around in a graveyard, and then there's this like kid that jumps out from nowhere.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and he's got like a snake in his mouth or something.
You got to watch that. You got to watch this scene where there's a bunch of nuns on the ground, and then one of them gets up because it looks like you're watching a play. Like it's that level of funny. Like she doesn't even get up in like a quick or like a supernatural way. It's like very slow. Like she gets up on all fours. Like slowly gets up, like she's done this like 50 times.
Okay. Yeah. We did review, like Nun was one of our very early reviews, and we did quite a detailed review of that.
It's not good, yeah.
We said it was not
worse than The Flash, I think, yeah.
Nun 1?
Yeah, I think it's worse than The Flash, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I was wrong about the box office thing. But it did make a lot of money. So it was made on a budget of $22 million, the first one. And box office wise, it made $365 million. So that's quite a lot more money than what they put into it. I'm pretty sure the Conjuring movies made like 600 to 700 million worldwide. So that the actual Conjuring movies did make more money. This was made on a budget of 38 million, so slightly more. Box office wise, so far it's done 97 million. So again, not too bad considering that there's been no promotion for this movie. It's not too bad at all. It's directed by Michael Chavez, who previously directed 2 other movies in the Conjuring universe, so The Curse of La Llorona and Conjuring 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Curse of La Llorona, but I've seen Conjuring 3, and I didn't like it that much. I thought it was average.
It was average. Yeah. It wasn't like The Nun. It wasn't that bad.
It might be better than The Flash, but only just. Yeah. Okay,
yeah. So in terms of the people that are in this movie, it's actually the cast from the first movie, so they're back mostly.
Oh, yeah.
So Taisa Farmiga.
The priest.
The priest isn't in this.
Okay.
He died of cholera or something.
Okay. Off screen?
Yeah, off screen. Yeah, okay, they just write him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not in the movie, but the Frenchie or that guy that was in the first movie?
Frenchie from The Boys. He's in this.
Is that a character? No,
The French character. Oh, you haven't seen The Boys, have you?
No.
No, there's a character called Frenchie in The Boys. Yeah.
There's a character in the first Nun.
Yeah.
Maurice or something like that. But his nickname is Frenchie.
Oh, okay. I thought you gave him that nickname because he's French.
It's French, yeah. I'm very creative with my nicknames. But yeah, he's back as well. He's the one that, if you remember the end of the first Nun movie, he's the one that had the nun possessed. The nun had possessed him.
Okay.
But at the end of the first one. And they show it as if, I think they link it to the first Conjuring movie at the end of the first Nun. And they show like his exorcism.
Sure. Yeah.
At the end of the first Nun.
Yep.
Like they link it to the
first Conjuring movie. Yeah.
They kind of scrap all of that in this movie because what happens in this movie completely disregards that ending anyway. So, yeah. How was the movie? Better than the Nun one. And it genuinely had some good horror moments. So in the trailer, you might have seen the part with the magazines.
Mm.
That was actually a good scene. It was actually well done. They kind of ruined it in the trailer because they show you most of it, but it's a good scene in the movie. It's all based in this like boarding school, most of the movie. And there's kids in this school, and they set up this like one particular kid that's quite annoying.
And he dies.
Almost.
Oh,
yeah. She almost dies.
Yeah. Oh, she.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a girls' boarding school.
Okay.
So it's girls. And she, like they kind of established that nothing's off limits because the girl, like, she gets like stabbed, but she doesn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because she's annoying.
Yeah.
Like you probably were rooting for her to die. Yeah.
Yeah, because they kind of set it up like she was going to die.
Yeah.
Even like off screen. But yeah, she doesn't die. She does learn a lesson though.
Yeah. To not get stabbed. She's like, oh, before this, I was open to getting stabbed, but now.
So, yeah, I think maybe because I went into this movie with like such low expectations, I
enjoyed it.
I wouldn't say enjoyed it. There was parts of it that I enjoyed. Overall, the movie's still a bit average.
Yeah.
I think the story could have been better. You know, remember the first Nun where they had this like backstory for the nun? And it was like a 2-minute thing.
Potentially. She was in the same, like she's a nun in that same nun place that the Vera Farmiga's sister works at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was this like flashback thing where they explain her origin. That was probably the most interesting part of that movie.
Mm.
I was hoping they'd do like a prequel rather than like they did with Annabelle Creation, where they did like a prequel to the Annabelle movie.
The Nun Creation. It's about her conception.
Yeah. The Nun Creation. Yeah. I was hoping they would do something like that, but it was okay. It was not bad. Taissa Farmiga is not she's in the movie, but she's not actually in the boarding school. So the actual stuff's happening in this boarding school, and Frenchie is like a gardener at this school. So obviously the nun is there and wreaking chaos. And then Taissa Farmiga is having like visions about the nun, and then they're like, oh, the nun's. They suspect that the nun is back, so they come to her because she got rid of the nun.
She was in the Nun one. Yeah,
she was in the Nun one.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're like, we saw the Nun one, and you did stuff in that movie.
And then she's like, oh, what about the priest guy? And then they're like, no,
the priest guy
is dead.
He's dead. We went to him first, but we found him dead in his bed.
Yeah.
So we just ditched him and we came here.
Yeah. So
do they actually say that? Do they say they went to, like, do they say
they
went
just
to
say
him?
he's dead. They just say he died of cholera.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then there's this other nun in the movie as well. She was in Searching.
Oh, yeah.
She's the kid in Searching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Searching is, yes, the John Cho one. Not Missing. Yeah. Yeah.
No, not the John Cho one. The Missing.
Missing is the other one.
The other one. The one where mum goes missing.
Goes missing. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in this as well.
Oh, the main character.
That girl. Yeah.
Yeah. She's a nun in this.
She's a nun in this.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like a sidekick nun in this.
Well, she's seen the Nun one definitely because she's always on her laptop. So,
Oh, yeah.
so she would have in-depth research into the Nun.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's it on Nun II. I'll give it a cognitive recalibration. It's borderline, but there's enough in there. There's enough elements in there that sort of make it decent. I think the story could have been better, but there's some good horror sequences. Still not as scary as the first. Like, I wouldn't say it's anywhere. I didn't feel scared at any point in time. I think the Conjuring movies are still definitely.
Nun one was scary how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably
Which probably doesn't matter. Yeah, like nothing's going to beat that ever.
Yeah, that probably
except maybe the Flash.
Yeah, especially the baby part.
The baby part, yeah.
In the Flash is probably a bit more horrific. Yeah.
Sounds like it's better than the Flash though, from what you've told me.
I actually didn't mind the Flash, so, but yeah, it's probably better than the Flash. Yeah. All right, next movie. Maybe we should do all episodes like this. Just watch a bunch of movies and just
say what if they're better than the Flash or not. Yeah.
Yeah. So the day after watching The Nun II, my wife really wanted to watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. So we went and watched that. I
have seen the trailer for this.
You have seen the trailer for it?
Why
have you seen the first two?
No.
So the first one's
meant to be good, isn't it? Yeah.
The first one was like a big runaway hit. I think someone was saying adjusted for inflation, it's made like 600 or 700 million, which is like crazy for a rom-com. It came out in the early 2000s, the first one. The second one came out, I'm going to say about 7 years ago. So the first one's about the couple, they get together and the big fat Greek wedding.
The Greek wedding, yeah.
So she marries someone that's not Greek. That's the story of the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one is about
she marries someone that is Greek this time.
She
divorced the first guy and then so now it's even more Greek. They got to make the Greek wedding bigger this time. So how do you make it bigger? 2 Greeks.
2 Greeks, yeah.
And the third one,
she gets divorced again.
No. She's still married to this guy, but they both get married to another person. So now there's 3 people getting married, 3 Greeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought she would get divorced, but then both of them get married to 2 different Greek people.
That's 4, because then there's 4 people.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
So the second one's would have been good if that was the story, or maybe not. But the second one's
third one's in Greece. I know where the second one is. Yeah.
Second one is about their daughter. So it's like 20 years after, and it's about their. There must be a wedding in the second one, but I can't remember whose wedding it is. It's probably like her cousin
grandfather. Yeah.
Well, this movie's actually about their dad. So the dad passes away, and they go back to their dad's.
Greece. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to Greece for the first time in these movies.
From the trailer, just looked like they want to go on a holiday to Greece. And they're like, oh, let's shoot a movie while we're here.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
There's a reunion or something at a grandfather's town. So they all go back for that. And they take the daughter with them as well. And they take this they just take a guy, because they want her to get together with someone, their daughter. So they just bring this Greek guy with them.
Yeah.
And they do get together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Tsitsipas.
His name's Aristotle.
Oh, what? Okay, that is. Think of a more Greek name, I guess. Yeah. We need a Greek guy. What should his name be? Aristotle. They just typed in Greek guy on Google, and the first name was Aristotle, and they're like, that works.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's just like them doing stuff in Greece, in this town.
Holiday shit. Yeah, they dance and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just people just sleep in the afternoon. They stay up late. Yeah.
Yep.
Greece looks nice. You haven't been to Greece, have you?
No.
Yeah. I haven't been to Greece either, but it looks nice. Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, it's just I would say it's probably the worst one out of the 3. The first one's definitely the best one. The second one has some merit. This one just feels like they, like you said, they want to go.
They want to go on a holiday, yeah. And they're like, let's film Adam Sandler style. Take my friends on a holiday film a movie while we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had all these subplots. So like the main lady wants to bring the father's friends to this town and like make this reunion happen. Then there's like her brother has like a subplot as well. Their mum has dementia.
Oh, she does? Okay,
Yeah,
someone has dementia.
The mum has
Fair enough,
dementia.
yeah.
The mum doesn't come. So
Because she has dementia. Yeah.
yeah. So like they call her in between.
And she's like, I don't know who you are because I have dementia. Yeah.
Pretty much like she didn't know who the son was. So
Yeah.
so the mum does have dementia. And the daughter has like she's like failing college or something, so she has a subplot.
Yeah.
And the Aristotle guy, like
he's good at maths.
Yeah, he's like a philosopher.
Is Aristotle a philosopher? I know. I thought it was a mathematician. I'm not sure.
I think he is.
He was good at stuff.
He's good at something. Yeah. They're meant to have this like romantic subplot, but they don't really develop it. The movie's only 90 minutes long, so
9 minutes.
90
It's a YouTube video.
it's a short.
Yeah.
The trailers were longer than 90 minutes long, so it's a short movie, and they don't really go deep into any of the subplots. It kind of just happens, and there is a wedding, so there's like a couple in the town, they get married.
Oh, just a random couple. Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there has to be a wedding because it's a big fat Greek wedding, so
Yeah.
it has to be a wedding in the movie.
Oh, and there's another subplot how like the father had a son with this other lady before he got married to his actual wife, and then they meet this other lady and their half brother while they're there.
Fair enough.
And the half brother's son is the one that is getting married.
Aristotle. Yeah.
No, that's not Aristotle. This is another guy.
Okay, it would be weird if it was Aristotle.
And he's getting married to like a Serbian. So there's like this.
Oh, Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, Tsitsipas and Novak Djokovic combination.
Yeah.
There's this like because they wanted to get married to someone Greek, and there's this. They're unhappy about it for about 5 minutes, and then they're okay.
And then they're happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds worse than The Flash.
I think a certain category of the audience will probably enjoy it, but I feel like the storylines are just not developed enough for it to be a good movie. So, yeah, I'll probably give it a regression, but I can see people having a good time with it.
Cool.
So, yeah, that is Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I wonder if they'll make a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to now because this has done so well.
I don't think it has, but yeah.
In my head it has.
So next movie I watched last night, Haunting in Venice. This is in the Agatha Christie series that Kenneth Branagh just...
Agatha Christie verse.
Yeah, the Christie verse.
Christie verse, yeah.
Yeah, that Kenneth Branagh is leading.
ACU, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Australian Catholic University.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's directed by Kenneth Branagh. Its screenplay is by Michael Green. It's based on Halloween Party by Agatha Christie.
They should have called it that.
Maybe they want it to be like something in something, like Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, Haunting in Venice.
What was that one called? Halloween Party.
Halloween Party.
Halloween in Party. Does that work?
Party during
Halloween.
Party during Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween party sounds like a fun time though. Like it sounds like, oh yeah, like we're gonna get drunk and like dress up as Draculas.
Yeah.
But there's a real Dracula.
It's not exactly Dracula, but there's some haunting stuff.
There's a guy, yeah.
There's some stuff happening. It's not really, it's more of a mystery than a horror movie. It does have horror elements though. Does have some...
The mystery is who's doing the Dracula-ing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so it's got a big cast again. So all of these movies have a pretty big cast. So we've got, obviously, Kenneth Branagh, but we have Tina Fey, got Jamie Dornan, we've got Michelle Yeoh, and other people who I don't recognize who they are, but I thought Annabelle Wallis was in this, but it must have been someone else that looked like Annabelle Wallis.
Annabelle Wallis from our favorite movie, Malignant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was made on a budget of 60 million. It just came out, so box office we don't know yet. And yeah, it's one of these movies where he has to solve a mystery. So in this one, he's retired, so he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to do it. He's always retired. In the Death and the Nile, he's like, I just want to go to the pyramids.
Go to the pyramids. Yeah.
And they're like, no, but we're going to murder someone, and I want you to figure it out who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These ones, like these movies, are quite similar to
Knives Out, but not good. Yeah.
Knives Out. Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're like period movies. I don't mind any of them. Like I think they're all okay. This one's probably the best one though. So it's just because it has. So he's in Venice. This is the story. He's retired. He's in Venice. And then Tina Fey's an author, and she writes books about him. But like not about him. Like she makes up a character that is basically him. And then she invites him to this Halloween party, and then weird stuff starts happening.
There's a haunting. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a murder not a murder. There was a death that happened in this house like a year ago, and the mother of the girl that got that died is hosting this party, and then. There's different people that are involved that come in.
Yeah. Is it supernatural? Is it not supernatural?
Yeah. So obviously he's a detective, so he's trying to prove that stuff happening is not supernatural, and there's a rational reason for everything that's happening. And
but maybe it is. Maybe it is supernatural.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So there's some elements of supernatural stuff that's happening. So, yeah, Haunting in Venice. I give it a cognitive recalibration.
Sounds better than The Flash. My guess is that it isn't a haunting. It is someone's doing it, but I guess...
So we can... Are you going to watch it?
I think I will watch this one.
Okay, then I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
Because, it's decent. There's some... you think it's someone, and then it's not that person, and then you think it's someone else, and it's not that person, but then when they reveal who it is... You're like, oh, yeah.
How's his mustache?
Good. Fake, but good.
Good, yeah. That's all that really matters in these movies is how good the mustache is. Yeah.
Yes, and his French accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hercule Poirot.
Yeah.
Pretty good at French accents. See?
Don't use that when you go to France.
Nah, I will.
I think that's it in terms of the movies that we had planned. We are watching Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, yes.
Later today. So you can expect a review of that one soon. Is there anything else coming out?
Everything's delayed.
There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we haven't watched yet. So
we probably will watch that.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff are getting delayed because they can't promote it.
So June's been pushed to next year.
Yeah, Marvel's is potentially going to be pushed. Kraven the Hunter, our most anticipated movie, has been pushed.
By a year.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna have to wait another year to find out why they call him the Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
What else is coming out this year? There's not a whole lot coming out this year anymore.
No.
But yeah, hopefully the writer's strike and the acting strike end soon. And
yeah.
Well, after things are sorted, and then things will. Yeah.
There is stuff coming out closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Marvel's is November. It's meant to be November, but
November, yeah.
We're not sure if it's coming out just yet.
Yeah. And so Aquaman's coming out December. And
actually, there's some Netflix stuff that I would be keen. There's the
Rebel
Creator, which I think we should watch.
Oh, yeah. Creator, that's coming out in cinemas. And
that's
there's
Gareth Edwards. And then there's Rebel Moon, the Zack Snyder one.
Yeah.
There
is the...
And then there's the
Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I don't think that's for us, but maybe.
I think that's on Apple TV, that one.
There was one other thing that I thought we would watch. Isn't there like another Star Wars-esque thing coming out?
Isn't that Rebel Moon?
The Creator of Rebel Moon, and there's one more, I thought. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, those two I think we'll watch. The Creator and Rebel Moon. Yeah.
Cool. All right. I guess we'll wrap up there. So if people want to get in touch with us, how do they go about it?
You can contact us on all platforms at Cognitive Recalibration, or you can email us at cognitiverecalibrationpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and if you want to support the podcast, obviously give us a subscribe on YouTube and give us a review on iTunes or Spotify, because that makes us more discoverable on the podcast search engines. Okay, so Blue Beetle next, and we'll figure out what we're doing after that. Should we do like... we'll do it at some stage, but like I saw these not rankings, but like they go through like a list of like, best movie from every year I've been alive, or like my favorite movie for every letter of the alphabet. Should we do something like that?
Okay, yeah. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
Well, that camera overheated again, so we might need to wait.
Our cameras are like telling us no, so yeah, we'll do something like that at some stage.
Yeah, sounds good.
Favorite character for every letter of the alphabet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something that you just say on the spot and then I have to figure it out? Like do it in like 30 seconds, or is it something we think about beforehand?
I think we think, the movies might be a bit hard to come up with them right on the spot. Like, what's your favorite movie starting with Q?
Queen Elizabeth II, the documentary.
I thought you would have said Quiet Place.
No, I hate that movie. Queen Elizabeth II, the documentary.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So we'll do something like that. If there's nothing coming out, we've got options. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching or listening. We'll be back again soon, and hope you're all staying safe, and we'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye.